Good morning. Today is day 2 of our epic adventure in New York. So today promises to be another day fulfilled with exciting discoveries. And the last night's stay at the hotel was comfortable. And after all, we just need a good night rest before we can set up for today's early morning journey, because the bus leaves at 6:30 from where we are right now at Boston. It's an 8-hour scenic drive to the vibrant city of the New York. So we did have a comfortable sleep, and let's start our day.
Hôm 4個幾啊，下4個幾鐘頭啊，咁啊今朝早咧好似天氣唔係幾好啊嚇，睇天氣報告咧去到紐約咧出太陽喎，好出太陽啦嚇，咁咧氣温咧就係去到差唔多成29、30度啊，出太陽嚇。So this morning. So how we are going to New York? So it's more than 4 hours ride. So you see how the weather is no good. So we're in Boston. So how about when we get down to New York? So according to the forecast. So weather forecast. So the weather in New York is fine. So it will be sunny. So it will be sunny. And the temperature is around 30 degrees. Sunny day. So in this morning, New York is getting a little bit rain in the morning time. So how about in the afternoon? So how個玻璃唔係爛咗，玻璃爆咗，嚇死一隻㗎，嚇死！有一下錯，係你個雪櫃。
Okay, Anto Panda Express. Yes, I come with my coffee.
I want McDonald's.
Yes, the daddy's buying McDonald's.
Yeah, Happy Meal, right?
Hope so.
New York City 係個大區嚟嘅，係得啦，我哋仔有排行啊，一路接佢啦，有排行。咁慘啊，係有水有河咁嚇。Manhattan Hill. On the left and right, so that is for the subway. 咁地鐵咧過橋嘅就係經呢啲地方啦左右兩邊地鐵過橋。So the most important bridge is on the left. This one. Brooklyn Bridge. Brooklyn Bridge on the left. So that is the most famous bridge. So we're in New York City. So 130 years old. 130 years old. 130年歷史啦呢條全個紐約最古老、最有歷史嘅橋，最出名就係呢條布克蘭橋啦。咁由布克蘭。So if you move up a little bit, the bus, when the bus moves a little bit, then you look to the left. So it is very typical Chinatown. Very typical. Check out. 你睇下啦 ，have a look Chinatown 皇上皇酒店啊，就係咪？皇上皇啊，大班你睇下，大班 bakery 啊，左手邊啊，原來大班以前賣餅啊，係咪？
I need my phone.
賣麵包嘅嚇。哎呀，你睇下啦，紅記啊，哇，真係賣肉啊，係你睇下啦。 So how for the building ahead? So for the building ahead, on the left side, so this is the city government. So for those people, they are sitting on the left. So you can see. So we're in this building. So it written New Amsterdam, one side, New Amsterdam, right? 嗱，咁一邊咧呢個市政府咧，一邊咧就寫住新阿姆斯特丹，另外嗰邊咧就寫住 New York， 另外嗰邊咧就寫住紐約 ，OK？ 中間咧就寫住Manhattan。
I'm running out of space.
呢間嘢好多條柱，呢個門口又高口又大呢間呢間咧係市政府啦，呢間夠晒。The little garden. So you see the people how walk across the bridge of Brooklyn Bridge. The bull market soaring the stock 嗱，左手邊咧有一個大銅牛喺度嘅，咁就代表咧股票裏面嘅牛市喎哇！咁牛市梗係正啦，係咪？牛市咁熊市就衰啦就 bear market 都 good 牛市有個大牛喺度So now we are heading to the pier. Then how are we going to the boat? So for the boat ride, it takes hour and 15 minutes. 咁我哋咧陣間坐船咧，咁個船咧係1個鐘頭15分鐘。You can see this river again, Hudson River. 哈遜河左手邊呢個河嘅對岸就係新澤西Jersey City 新澤西新澤西市New Jersey is on the other side. Is on the other side.
Yeah, put all up like apply. Huh? No, apply all. This is the face cream. You can apply.
Is this a white mask?
No.
I did. I wasn't working. I was going to work out. Don't go to the mask? Don't go straight to sit down?
No. tung 안에 줘. Upstairs. No. Yeah. Right. Alice, right. Right. Go. me your umbrella. Don't worry, I have umbrella. 쳐다봐, 쳐.
You'll see a long brown building. Look in the sky over that building. You'll see a skinny white building that's shaped very oddly. It's shaped like the Jenga game because that building is called the Jenga building. Take a really close look at the entire top 2 floors surrounded in glass windows. There is where you'll find the New York City home of the most famous couple in the world. Most desirable place to live when living here on the island of Manhattan. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this is an island. The island is 2.5 miles wide, 13.5 miles long, and it is the home of 1.7 million people, and Greenwich Village is the most desirable place to live. Greenwich Village is the home of jazz, salsa, merengue, blues, country, western, techno, rap, R&B, drag shows, line dancing. It all happens here in Greenwich Village. Visit our parks, visit our skyscrapers, go to a couple of our museums, but have all your meals, many of your meals, if not all, here in Greenwich Village, and spend your free time in Greenwich Village. Taylor Swift, Macaulay Culkin, Bruce Willis, Demi Moore, Brooke Shields, Sarah Jessica Parker, Whoopi Goldberg, Bette Midler, Grace Jones, Will Smith, Jada Pinkett, and many others all live here in Greenwich Village. Greenwich Village is where I do not live. Another great neighborhood here that you're now looking at, where you see that big red building, this neighborhood is called Soho. Soho stands for South of Houston Street. If you're from Texas, you say Houston. Here we say Houston. S-O for South, H-O for Houston gives you Soho. Soho is a cobblestone street historical district. It's known for its cast iron buildings. Soho is also a great place to have a meal or two in. Soho is an excellent place if you plan on doing some shopping while visiting our city. Guess what?
What?
Guess what? This neighborhood is called Hudson Yards. Hudson Yards is where billionaires live. Hudson Yards is where the millionaires live. Hudson Yards is where I do not live. If you look at the top of Hudson Yards, the tallest building there, you'll see a triangle rooftop. Behind that rooftop, you'll see a deck sticking out. That deck is called the Edge. The Edge is America's highest outdoor glass bottom observation deck. Guess what?
What?
Guess what?
What?
I'm going to do that a lot. I'm going to do it one more time. Guess what?
What?
Did you guys know that in 2009, there was an airplane flying over New York City, and the pilot of that plane, young lady, lost complete power. So he had to make a really quick decision. He had to decide either crash the plane into the city and possibly kill millions of people, or just simply crash the plane right here into the Hudson River. Guess what?
What?
That pilot did something that had never ever been done before. He successfully landed the plane right here on the river, exactly where we are in this moment. We who live here in New York City, we call that day Miracle on the Hudson. 134 passengers on that plane, and not one single person received a single scratch. What's the captain's name? A couple of you know, Captain Sully. There was a movie about it starring Tom Hanks, and that happened right here, exactly where we are. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your attention to the left side of the boat, and you'll see a tall building with an antenna on top of it. This building just happens to be the most famous building in all the world. It's called the Empire State Building. The Empire State Building was built in 1929. When it was completed, it was the tallest structure in all the world. Guess what?
What?
You see that antenna on top of the Empire State Building? long before cable television was invented, long before cable television was even an idea, that antenna provided television reception and radio reception to all the tri-state area. The Empire State Building, once again, is the most famous building in the world, built in 1929, standing a grand 102 stories high. Let's continue to look to the left, and guess what?
What?
Did you guys know that the Titanic was headed here to Chelsea Piers? This would have been their final destination had they not hit that iceberg and sink in the Atlantic Ocean. If you look on the other side of Chelsea Piers, you'll see a white building that looks like a giant block of ice. That building is called the Iceberg Building. It's a memorial to the Titanic. If you can see me, I'm pointing to it. It's called the Iceberg Building, a memorial to the Titanic. Chelsea Piers, by the way, is New York City's sports and athletic complex. Soccer, basketball tournaments, golf, ball shooting, rock climbing, yoga, Pilates. Those yachts that you see here at Chelsea Piers, those are sunset or moonlight dinner cruise yachts that you can book yourself on by showing up here at Chelsea Piers. This is a very interesting place that we're about to talk about for a brief moment. Look to the left side of the boat. You'll see some concrete structures. There's a total of 205 of these concrete structures. To me, they look like the tulip flower, so I call them concrete tulips. Put all together, they make 4.5 acres of the most amazing park you will ever visit. There's no other park like it anywhere else in the world. It's the newest park on our island, and this park just happens to be called the Little Island. It is a public space. It's free to go onto the Little Island.
I had a dream so big and loud, I jumped so high, I touched the cloud. I stretched my hands out to the sky, we danced with monsters through the night.
The Colgate factory once stood. When the Colgate factory packed up and moved west, they left the clock behind. You want to know why?
Why?
You want to know why?
Why?
Because the Colgate family knew that millions and millions of tourists would look across the river, see the clock, and realize in that moment that it's time to brush your teeth. Everybody say, thank you, Captain Ray.
Thank you, Captain Ray.
Captain Ray is going real slow because there's lots to see here, so let's keep the... You're now looking at my favorite place in all of New York City. This is Governor's Island. Once again, my favorite place in all of New York City. On the right side of the island, you'll see some tents. You can actually go to Governor's Island and go camping. Those tents hold anywhere from 2 to 16 people. The prices range from $4 to $1,600 a night. $4 to $800 a night. Right. This round building that you see here on Governor's Island, this round brick building, is called Castle Williams. Castle Williams was once a military prison. Governor's Island was once a military island. Guess who served time in this prison?
What?
Supposed to say who? Guess who served time in this prison? Walt Disney. Walt Disney was a draft dodger. He refused to serve his country by going to war. Guess what Walt Disney did while he was in prison?
What?
Guess what Walt Disney did while he was in prison?
What?
Say it again, young lady. Say it loud. He wrote his business plan for Disneyland. The best business plan ever written. Disneyland is now known all over the world by all. You see, children, going to prison is not such a bad thing after all. That is absolutely not true. Guys, if you look at the brown building with the white windows over there, there's a health spa, a swimming pool, where you see these yellow umbrellas that turns into a cocktail lounge early evening. There's many restaurants. It's called Brooklyn Heights. This is Brooklyn's historical district. This is the very first neighborhood in Brooklyn. The white building that you see with the tower on it, is the Brooklyn Ice Cream Factory.
Eh,
This was the home of America's very first ice cream parlor. Once again, behind the ice cream factory is number one Front Street. Number one Front Street is the very first building built in Brooklyn, which is now the home of Grimaldi's Pizza. Taking photos here at the Brooklyn Bridge. Great souvenir takeaway. The Brooklyn Bridge was the first bridge to join Manhattan to Brooklyn. When the Brooklyn Bridge was built, no one would go onto the bridge for many, many months because someone told a lie. They said that the bridge was not strong, that it would fall if anyone went on it. So P.T. Barnum from Barnum and Bailey Circus took Jumbo the elephant and 50 other elephants across the Brooklyn Bridge to prove to the world that the bridge was not and would not fall. When the Brooklyn Bridge was built, it was the tallest structure in the Western Hemisphere. Guess what? Take a really good look at Brooklyn now on the north side of the Brooklyn Bridge. This area is called Dumbo. Art galleries, local artists and local designer shops for that one very special, unique purchase here in New York City. Rooftop lounges, loads and loads of restaurants. This is a cobblestone street neighborhood. This neighborhood is a must visit. Should you find yourself in Dumbo, be sure to go to Washington Street. Washington Street is the most visited street in all of Brooklyn. Ladies and gentlemen, behind us is the Brooklyn Bridge. On the right side of us is the Manhattan Bridge. And if you look all the way up the river on the right side, you'll see the Williamsburg Bridge. We have a nickname for these three bridges. We call them the BMW bridges, like the car, BMW. B for Brooklyn Bridge, M for Manhattan Bridge, and W for Williamsburg Bridge. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Brooklyn. Welcome to the BMW bridges. Welcome to the East River. Welcome to New York City. And above all, welcome aboard. Guess what?
What?
I'm going to give you guys a little break from the tour. This is a great time to have our photographer take your photo. Go downstairs, freshen up. Use in her left hand, she holds an iPad.
No.
Which reads July 4th, 1776. We all call her the Statue of Liberty.